into something better and better and better, and then we keep evolving.
Has there been like an example where a feedback came and you changed, for example, your episode, or it gave you inspiration for new episodes or new series?
Yes, definitely. I think my recent series that I did, it's my China series, it was inspired by my community. I saw a few comments saying, Noor, we think you're capable of doing high production content, we want to see more. And up until then, like, I was producing more like vlogs and like genuine content, let's say, but not like high production. And then I took this feedback and I turned it into like the China series, and I'm so proud of the series. If you
that's like some old school Noor, like going out doing stuff.
See, that's what I mean. They know you, so they reminded me. They're like, listen, Noor, like you can do this. You have it in you. Can you show us more? But we want to see more, and it's in me. And I went to China. I was on the glass bridge, and I was so scared, and it was adventurous, not glamorous. You know, it's another side of me. But it's part of me, and my audience they know about this. So they just reminded me, and it changed. Yeah, it changed the content.
Actually, I was going to ask you about the glass bridge. So we saw you on that dangerous glass bridge and being vulnerable, and I would love to know, do you feel like the language of the travel, the excitement, the adventure, but also
in general, they're like a global language. Fear, for example. Fear, everyone can use an adventure or traveling somewhere where it's a special experience. People can feel these emotions through the content, and I think that's what makes it special. And that's why they watch it and they support it. It's all about emotions and connections. And again, like in these videos, I'm reacting. It's not like I'm planning or I have a script. I'm just going there, I'm filming myself, and I'm experiencing it on screen and reacting to it in the moment, and they're seeing my reaction. So back to feelings, they're feeling it with me. And this is a very powerful thing that social media gives us, and we can't find it anywhere else.
Also, humor is another universal language, and I see that Khalid, you use it a lot as
Always.
well in your content.
I don't know, I just think we're a type that we're all like very serious and very rigid. Like, Arabs are some of the funniest people in the world, you know? Like, we're the most chilled out, funniest people in the world. We're serious when we need to be, but it's not like we live that way, right? And I feel like the thing that's helped me is I like to think that I've played, even if it's a small role in breaking the barriers between, cultures, our culture and cultures around the world. Like getting a better understanding of, tolerance in this country. And for me, that's what drives, like a lot of the stories that we tell, like breaking these barriers. Like I remember, and you have no idea, people just don't know the incredible things that are happening right before our eyes that because of where we live, we take it for granted. So the easiest example I'll give is we did a video on the Gurudwara. So the Gurudwara is the temple where the Sikhs practice their religion. And it is in Dubai, on land granted by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. And we went there and we covered it. We covered that place because of the story and what it is, and try to understand their lives. We had Sikhs in Canada being like, we didn't even know what was allowed there. Think about that. Like, think about how important these stories are. I mean, if they didn't think it, when we did our videos, when we were showing Christmas in the UAE, they're like, oh, you have churches there? I'm like, we have many. We have, pick your one, Protestant, Catholic, Coptic, we can go on. But people don't know. And for me, breaking the barriers, and if you notice in all these videos that we do, even though they're really important, we use a lot of humor.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun in it, because we're all coming together as one. And for me, I think humor is a universal language. And I always wanted to be that type of creator that, an 80-year-old and an 8-year-old can watch together and, be happy.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, and we think we're doing a good job.
You are. I I think also one way you're breaking the language barrier is, I saw that you've been using some of YouTube's new features such as multi-language audio on one of your most recent videos where you tried the spiciest food in every country.
Yeah.
I saw you can watch it in Italian, in German, French.
That's wild.
You did? We have to talk about it.
It's actually really good. Yeah, it's really good.
So,
crazy.
People think I speak 30 languages now. No, that's just technology, guys.
So I mean, that's already breaking the language wall, and I'm wondering, does that change your production strategy in a way where you started producing for a global viewer from day one? Like, does that change how you strategize now on the channel?
I mean, honestly, I think for me specifically, it amplifies. Amplifies beyond anything I could have imagined. Because for me, we've always created with the global audience in mind. But we always realize that we're limited because of possibly the language barriers. If any of you have watched our videos, especially the short videos, I take a lot of inspiration from like Mr. Bean. I think he's like Rowan Atkinson. Mr. Bean is like the greatest entertainer ever on this planet. And the reason is because he did it all without saying a word. I mean, I think he said one word, which was like bean, and that was it. And he can go anywhere in the world and people will be like, yo, you're that Mr. Bean guy. So I realized that there's a lot of storytelling you can do with silence and expression and stuff like that. So we also carry those type of thoughts when we're making our long form dialogue video. How do we make this easy for a global audience to understand? For an 8-year-old and an 80-year-old to understand? How to make our language simple? But again, even with those stories, we're capped. So what the language features did on YouTube was allow us to magnify and amplify the messages in probably the most powerful way.
And Noor, also, do you feel like, even though you haven't yet used the multi-language audio, but with your travels and going to different countries, does that allow you to reach new audiences and kind of expand?
Yes, 100%. It's very powerful. Actually, I was aware of the features. I still didn't get to experience it, but it's going to change. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
It makes things easier, especially when you create content that's really proud of, put so much effort in it. If it can target a global audience, then that's amazing, right? And I feel like now we can all do that.
Yeah.
And we can all share our personalities and like our content with a bigger audience. Maybe we can connect with more people now. Maybe one story can reach more hearts, you know. It can relate to more girls around the world. So it's very, very helpful, and I can't wait, Sarah, to try it. And after our talk, I'm gonna talk to Khalid about it.
Ready?
I guess the algorithm also works as a bridge builder. So like the algorithm connects people over shared interests, shared curiosity rather than geography. So were you ever surprised by where your biggest fans are coming from? And you mentioned like how your content reached like really different parts of the world. So was there a moment where you felt, wow, okay, people in a rural village and somewhere the opposite side of the world is watching you?
Yes, I think algorithm is like something magical, because it works in a way where like when you share a story, the algorithm helps your story reaching the right person, no matter the location. And and I think that's the very important part of algorithm. It shares your content no matter where the location, and this is very powerful. It makes your content relate to the people that need this content. For me, when I create, I just focus on sharing the truth in my content, and then I let it just go to the right audience. And I feel like that's where algorithm comes. It's targeting the right audience.
I'm always shocked when I see places that our audiences are from. YouTube is just, it's like magic, man. Like being able to reach people around the world in the way that we do it. And it's so broad and diverse. It's ridiculous. So I can't I can't fit into a niche of content because we don't have a niche of an audience. So like I'll have like a 50-year-old, you know, lady in middle America, I don't know, Idaho or something like that. Like, hey Khalid, I was, you know, feeding the chickens today and I saw your video yesterday, it was really good. I hope to come to Dubai someday. And then like, you know, someone in India, someone in Australia, someone in Nigeria. It's magic, man. And like anyone who's not on YouTube. So if you're asking me if I'm surprised, yes, every day. Like it never gets old to me when I see like comments from people at like saying things and realizing that, you know, I could reach anywhere in the world through the work that we do. And that's incredibly powerful. And the audience, and that's why we engage the audience so much, man, because they're the ones who magnify the work. I hope, like, for me, when I first started creating content, and I said this in my talk, I hope you have the hardest time possible reaching your goals as a creator, because that's where you learn. I don't know how blessed people know they are today with the way the technology is. It's literally built for you to win. Like when we were doing like content creation, there wasn't even a share button. There was no repost, share, not like YouTube's got like the share button, like, you know, all this stuff that's just, it's got shorts that you can link to your long. We had a video and then we had prayer. Those were the only two things we had to work with. But now I just feel like, in addition to the algorithm, as you say, the audience, the platform is built for it to go places that you can't even imagine. So that's why I try to make content that's not only likable, but is also shareable. That woman in America, that person in Nigeria, that whoever in Australia, wherever they are, that they're like, oh, I want to share this with, you know, my neighbor. I want to share this with my friends at work. So, I mean, look at the tools that are there for you. I swear to you, they're made for you to win. And when you look at it like that, you feel that much confident with the work you do, especially on the platform that you're on.
Yeah. This brings me on actually to my next question, which is, what is your advice for probably new creators in the room, if we have people starting on the channel on YouTube, on how to really use the platform to build a bridge and show their authentic voice out to the world, but also like balance, like how can they balance with their own authenticity while also leveraging trends or what their audience wants?
I think when you start content, start early as possible. This is number one. Don't waste time waiting for perfection, because aslan, perfection doesn't work. People relate to real content, authentic content. So my advice to you is, if you want to start content, it's a challenge for you. Start it today, and start it with just a simple story that happened to you today. This is number one. And in general, in content, have a direction, but then don't get overwhelmed by the trends. So there's so many trends now. In fact, pick the trends that align with your direction and then implement it. So if a trend works for you, use it in your content that's going the same direction. But if a trend, you don't like it, you don't feel like it, it's going viral, don't do it. Just don't do it, because then you will regret doing it. And then at some point you'll be like, I wish I didn't do that. Or like you will lose a brand deal because you did that because it doesn't align with the person you are today, right? I think we're all been through that. But most importantly, pick a direction and start as early as possible, because guys, now with AI, with a lot of features, with so many things happening, everything is evolving super fast and every day counts. So if you have a passion for content creation, start today, just with your phone, with your camera, just talk. And I know sometimes you might feel like, oh, if I talk, who's gonna listen to me? Trust me, there are people that can relate to you, to your personality, to your stories, and maybe one story that affected you, if you share it, it will reach the right audience through algorithm, and then it will connect with them, and that's how you end up building your platform. Also, we didn't start with millions of followers or subscribers. We started with 1. So it's okay to start with 1 and then turn it into 5 and then turn it into 10. And you have to care for your 10 subscribers. If you don't care for these 10 subscribers, how are you going to care for the millions that will come later? So you need to build this in you. These are like habits, we can call them, or like core values that you have to have from like the get-go, you know? You have it in you and you're like, even if it's one person that's following you, you have to care for them and keep creating for them. That person is waiting. If you disappear for a day or a week, they're gonna be like, where is Khalid? Where is he? So you always have to keep that one person in mind and use him as a motivation for you to keep going and keep creating.
We've given the gentle answer, so I'll give the tough love.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm gonna give the tough love. So it's come with a disclaimer. Whenever I sit, and believe me, this whole, should I do this, will I upload, what will happen, that's gonna be there till, it's always gonna be there. You know what I tell myself whenever we try a new content and we think, oh, who's gonna watch it, what's gonna happen, what about this, what about that, meet like 100,000 questions. You know what I say to myself? Nobody cares. And the reason I say that is because it reminds me I am not the center of the universe. 0.1 might see it, and from them, even a smaller percentage will like it, and even from them, who cares? And then tomorrow, if it was a bit goofy and you get trolled, 2 days, 3 days, they're trolling someone else. Who cares? So, for me, I try not to, it's like, take the work seriously. Take the work, execute, yes. Care about your fans, care about your audience. Do the work, do the storytelling, do the research, do the packaging, get your thumbnail right, get your format right. Do everything you need to do. But then, just, if you have that doubt, just put it in your head. Who cares? Nobody cares. You're not the center of, the only center of anyone's life is your own life. Everyone's the hero in their own life. So it's not that big a deal. And even if it does flop, we've had videos flop now. What do? Just start again tomorrow. Who cares? Oh, what people are gonna judge me? Really? You think you're that important? That's what I'm not saying that to you. I say that to myself. I'm like, really, Khalid? You think you're that important? And you know what? It breaks off all these chains. You just live. Put in the work. Now, I'm not saying, as Noor said, what Noor said was really important in terms of thinking about people. I'm not saying go be a goofball. If any of you heard my talk in the morning, you'll know. I'm not saying go and do some silly stuff and no one cares. No, there is such thing as a digital footprint that will come. Right, you're there and when HR calls you in and your Instagram account's on the board. Hello, let's talk. Show us your DMs. No, I'm not saying be silly. I'm saying do the work. Do the impactful work, do the important work. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, no one really cares. And you get another, that's the beauty of YouTube. You can just upload again tomorrow. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And for us now, if you're here, in some way, shape, or form, you want to be part of the creator economy. And 10 years ago, we were just having fun. Now is the age of career creators. I want to be in this, I want to retire here. So I'm thinking 20, 30 years. And how everything I do leads up to that. So for me, whenever I'm worried about that, I think in the grand scheme of things, this one piece of content means nothing. And that just sets me free.
Thank you. Amazing wisdom.
Thank you.
Before handing over to the audience, I would like you to leave them with one challenge that they can start with today with their camera. Today, give them a task.
challenge today. Ooh. What can I challenge you guys? I think my challenge to you will be shoot a video today or in the next few days in the summit that's not perfect, but it just tells a story, an authentic story about you, an authentic opinion about you, and post it. Post it without thinking twice and 3 times and criticizing it and saying, oh, the lighting is not perfect here and I don't look good and I will change my outfit tomorrow and I'll do my hair tomorrow or I'll put some makeup for us girls. Just post it. Maybe today when you go back home, just shoot the content when you're taking your makeup off. Just a simple video, tell a story, share something and post it. That's my challenge to you. Do it, huh?
Say, make a video, and whether you post it or not, on the 10 things that you learned during this summer. 10 things you learned. It could be something that you keep in your notes. It could be something that you post for others. But I just think, it's something easy. Over the next 3 days, you can just set up your tripod, you can just speak to the camera, say, I was in this YouTube session, and Noor said this, and it really stuck with me, and I learned this, and this is how I'm going to incorporate it into the work that I do moving forward. I think the reason is because I don't want to force anyone to upload if they don't want to upload, even with the whole nobody cares ideology. But I do want you all to take something away from this because I believe this is the greatest summit in the world. I believe they've got the greatest creators in the world here, and there's a lot to learn. So use that as a gift to yourselves, inshallah.
Thank you very much. I would love to open the floor for questions from the audience.